Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all okay. Back in the garage today, we're going to be fitting this to this. So stick around and you'll see what fun and games I have trying to put a USB charger onto my Interceptor. So plenty of you may have seen these already if you've watched my Interceptor drop video. If you haven't, then if you fancy a laugh, then go back and have a look at my I dropped the Interceptor video and you can see how ridiculous I look. But yeah, this is the Hitchcocks USB connector charger that I bought that I'm going to fit to my Interceptor. And I bought this one because it seems like quite a good quality one. It's not cheap, but it feels really good quality, and the bracket is solid. So yeah, we're just going to go ahead and start fitting that now. So we'll start with the bracket. So the first step is to get the bracket on. So I'm just going to feed this through here. It's probably easier to get it through this way. But let's get this on here like that. Get the other side of the bracket. Get that one in. Careful, I don't want to hit the tank like I've just done. Last thing I want is more scratches after dropping it. So as you can see, I've got the bracket roughly in place at the moment. I mean, I haven't tightened it right up yet because I just want to make sure that everything fits before I tighten it all up. So I've done that so many times before, tighten something up and then have to loosen it off again. So let's feed this cable through. It needs to go down here, doesn't it? Because it's going to go through the hole in the light. So that feeds into there like that. Then you've got your little locking nut, plastic locking nut. It needs to come up through here and go on to the bottom of this. I need to move these cables out of the way slightly to get it over. There we go. Okay, so I'm just holding that in place there at the moment. I'm not going to screw that up too tight, just to make sure that I've got it. Let's just... There we go for now. So that's in place. You can get the lid off easy enough. You know, the top off easy enough. So the next bit is to take the headlight out, or the lamp out. Okay, so I just believe it's these two screws here. There's one here and one the other side. We've got one do. I've never taken this out, so this is a first for me. Put that up there. I assume this just comes off. Yep, that's nice and easy. I could just rest that there, I guess. That should be all right, just resting there. So tucked up inside the headlight, we can see this accessory plug. So I should be able to connect this onto that, and that should be job done. Something will go wrong though. It always does whenever I do any work like this. Okay, so I feed this cable through. This is from the USB. And just connect it onto here, I assume. That's clicked into place. So that's that. I need to tidy up where I'm going to put these cables, but we'll do that in a sec. I just want to check that it works. So we'll turn the ignition on and hopefully we should get some lights on the socket there. There we go. Heard the relay click in as well, which is good. I guess it's good. I don't know. But yeah, that looks like it's working. So I guess we need to put it all back together now. Okay, so what I've done is I've tried to route the cable out of the way, as much out of the way of where the light's going to go as possible. So I've pushed this up around the back behind these cables. So hopefully that should be enough. We'll try and put the light back on now. Okay, so if you haven't taken an Interceptor headlight out before, there's a little gap there and a little bit here that needs to click into there, that sort of holds it all in place. Needs to click into there, look, this bit here. So in theory, that should make it nice and easy to put this back together, one would assume. If I get it straight, hook that on there. Right, that's tight. What we'll just do is check that the headlights are working now. Just one light on. Excellent. So everything's tightened up now, and the only criticism I've got of this mount is the fact that it's just that little bit too wide to get past this bit here. So I mean, I suppose you could file it down a little bit, but I would have liked to have maybe got it up a little bit higher up the fork. But other than that, it seems absolutely fine. I've turned it around slightly at an angle so that it's easier to get to the hand, you know, to the lid. But yeah, so when you there you go. So it's a slightly at an angle, but that's fine. So I guess the next thing to do is to chuck the quad lock stuff on and see whether it charges the phone. I do love the quality of this though. I think it's a premium USB connector, and like I said, the bracket is really sturdy. So I think this, although it's not the cheapest, not by a long way, because this wasn't cheap. It was the best part of 50 quid, I think, if I remember. But it just sits there discreetly out of the way. I mean, you know, you look at that, it almost looks like it's factory fit, doesn't it? You know, it doesn't stick out. You don't even really notice it from back here. So yeah, I love it, and I do think it's one of the better solutions for USB on an Interceptor. Like I say, almost looks like it's factory fitted, doesn't it? So I won't go into too much detail with the quad locks. Everyone knows about quad lock systems and that, but I've got this one mounted on the crossbar of the handlebars, and then you just have to layer up these. I've got the vibrational damper that will plug that sits into there, and then the actual bit that secures the phone sits into here. And obviously if you don't have the vibration dampener, you would put that in there. I mean, you can, Quadlock actually do they do a wireless charger, or even a USB charger as well, but I just figured with that being like that, having another charger on top of that, you know, it would just make it quite tall on here. It would be coming up sort of quite high, and I didn't really want it up that high, which is why I went for this USB here really. Plus also it's out of the way if I don't need it. So anyway, I'm just going to get that all put on here, and we'll come back once I've got it all fitted. Oh, actually, one other thing, look, Quadlock give you a free Allen key. I must have hundreds of these, hundreds of free Allen keys that come with anything that you buy that needs an Allen key to fit it. I don't know what to do with them all. I've got hundreds. There we go, Quadlock on with the vibration dampener. So let's plug the phone in and see what happens. Right, phone's on, plugged in. Let's see what happens. First time I've tried this. Fantastic. So it's now charging. Admittedly, it's not fast charging, but that's fine. You know, I knew it wouldn't because there's only a 5-volt 2.1 amp anyway, but that's fine because, you know, if you keep it plugged in while you're riding, if you're using the sat nav on the phone itself, then that'll be fine. Doesn't need to fast charge because if you're on the road for an hour, then you just leave it charging for an hour, don't you? So that'll be fine. Now, you know, earlier I said that something always goes wrong when I do anything like this. Well, there is something that's gone wrong, but it's not major, but I need to sort it really, because obviously at the moment I've got this great big long cable from here, because I bought a little Quadlock one, or, you know, I got a little Quadlock one, and when you plug that in, let's see if I can get that in there. Look, it's just a tiny little bit too short. It needs to be about another centimetre, 2 centimetres, or an inch, and that would be enough rather than having this hanging around. So I'm going to have to see if I can source a slightly longer USB cable just so that I can have that here. But apart from that, it's all been fine. And I love the fact that when you're not using this, you can just cover this up. So that should be pretty waterproof when it's raining. So, I mean, obviously you can't really, it might not be advisable to charge while you're riding in the rain, but you know, that's you just make sure your phone's charged up while you ride, while it's raining, I suppose. As soon as the rain stops, plug it in again. But yeah, I'm really happy with all of that, and I think next time we go on a long road trip, we won't have any navigation arguments anymore, because I won't be using the bloody beeline. So it's all worth it. All brilliant. Anyway, that's about it really for today. I just wanted to get all this fitted, and I thought I might as well film it so that you can see what mess I get into. Wasn't too bad at all really, was it? In the end, it was quite easy. So yeah, anyway, look after yourself, take care, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye bye.